And this is what bothers me sometimes about the whole like no snitching thing. It's like there are times you should be cooperating with the police. I'm not saying every time. I'm not saying every time, but there are times that the police have a very important role in your life.
You know, some of the codes that we live by are absolutely ridiculous. You know what I mean? If I know a serial killer is living next to me, I'm telling.
Right. But if you're Cameron on 60 Minutes, do you remember that interview? Oh, okay. So on 60 Minutes, they had Cameron on and he had just gotten shot himself. He didn't cooperate. Right. So they asked him, they're like, so you wouldn't talk to police? He said no. And they asked him, said, if you have a serial killer living next door, you wouldn't call the police? He said no, I would move.
Damn. Yeah, there's certain things in the world of Black folks that just supersede what I'm able to digest. I often say jokingly on stage, whether it's the nigga on the street corner that's selling drugs and hustling and that's considered hardcore, or whether there's the Black dude who's going to Yale or Harvard in a 3-piece suit, both can be legitimately Black. They're just different kinds of Black. I'm a Huxtable, and then there's good times niggas. I'm not a good times nigga. I'm a Huxtable.
You're a Huxtable.
I'm Huxtable, which means I'm telling.
You're telling.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The nigga that goes, I'm gonna just move. That's good times. And if he was really about that life, he'd kill the serial killer.
Right. I mean, if you have Jeffrey Dahmer living next to you.
And you know it.
And he's eating kids.
And you know it.
And you know it.
And you got kids.
And you got kids.
You
would move? Fuck that.
You handle that.
You handle it yourself?
You live by Italian ruls, Wink, wink.
Yeah, but conceptually this sounds really cool and heroic and,
I think sometimes
legendary and whatever else. But at the end of the day, if you kill someone, even if you feel in your heart that they deserved it, you could potentially go to prison yourself. Unless you totally prove, like if you have a serial killer living next door and you just out of the blue go and kill him, you can be charged with murder.
Of course you can.
And you will probably go to prison.
Well, then you better learn how to do shit the way the Italians do.
Which is?
Who? Where? What you talking about?
Yeah. You know how many of those guys go to prison? All of them. You know how many of them I've interviewed, from Sammy the Bull to Michael Franzese to whoever else?
Some guys fuck up.
Man, damn near all of them cooperate.
Listen, man.
Damn near all of them cooperate.
Listen, Black people, we sell wolf tickets like a motherfucker. George Zimmerman is still okay.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
All that, the rules, snitching and all of that, like, come on, man, we pick and choose how we want to play this game.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel a lot of times the snitching is a concept that was created by the various neighborhood bosses to just use the kids as crash dummies. You know what I mean? Y'all go sell drugs for me. When y'all get caught, don't snitch. Do jail time. So I don't have to do the real jail time.
Right.
You guys are first offenders. You guys do the jail time and don't snitch. Because honestly, let me just say this before you go on. What's really the reward for not snitching? Where's the prize? Seriously, you get out. You don't snitch. You get out. Is there a bunch of money waiting for you?
Well, the mafia used to be like, yo, if you didn't snitch and you did your time like a man.
That's the mafia.
When you came out, they took care of you.
Yes.
They took care of you while you was in there and your family.
Right. Does that happen, in most urban communities? Seriously. How many people go to jail and get taken care of? How many people get out and have like a house waiting for them or a bunch of money or whatever else because they didn't cooperate? Seriously. How many?
Yeah, listen,
I don't know of any.
I hear you.
They come out broke. And some people in the neighborhood say nice things about them. And that's where it ends.
Right.
That's where it ends.
Right.
Okay?
Listen, I was gonna say, it's somewhat reminiscent to me where, I had seen these documentaries about skinheads in the Klan. Mm-hmm. And the upper bosses, the guys that really run these organizations, would always tell these young warriors, go out, fight for your race and blah, blah, blah. It's about pride and blah, blah. And these young white kids go out and commit the crimes, but the bosses that are talking all that shit, they don't get their hands dirty.
Exactly.
And again, like you said, what's the benefit when they come out? Nothing. So, you know.
A bunch of jail time, a felony in your record, which means it turns into forever punishment, which means that you can no longer rent an apartment. You'll have trouble getting a job.
Right. Can't vote, right?
Can't vote. Can't carry a gun legally.
Right.
You know, it's a trap most times. Because when you go into
the young fall for it.
When you go into the business world, like, you know, I interviewed like the real Wolf of Wall Street. Everyone cooperates at that level. When someone on Wall Street gets busted, they all cooperate. They tell on everybody every time.
Right.
No one goes, oh no, I'm not snitching. I'm going to do this 20 years so to protect my friends. Never happens. Not once. Right. Not once. All these Bitcoin people that are being busted, like FTX and all of them, they're all cooperating around each other. All of them, every last one. But there's someone out there that's keeping it real doing 30 years.
When keeping it real goes
wrong.
Yeah.